If you've been on the internet lately, you've probably heard about this weird, nihilistic, black pill mindset that some of these men have been adopting in this new generation. And this mindset consists of them saying that they don't really want to date like that. They'd rather just stay single and be alone, like stay in the house and play video games all day, or go to their job, come home, grind and work, go to the gym, and just be a lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? And I've received several comments on my videos where I'll get people that are saying stuff like, no wife, happy life, and saying, what's the point in dating? There's no point in the end. And stuff like, the best way to date is to not do it at all. And I find that very, very interesting. So everybody who has this mindset where they prefer to be alone and not get into a relationship, not date, be the lone wolf, riddle me this. Let's think about something real quick. Let's just picture this. You're 85 years old and you're living in this old, beat up, dusty, ugly looking apartment. Or let's give you the benefit of a doubt. You got rich and you're living in a big mansion by yourself, just you, no one else. You don't have any grandkids. You don't have any great grandchildren. You don't have any children. And you're by yourself. You don't have a woman. You know what I mean? You don't have anyone that you spent your entire life with. It's just you, by yourself. You never really got to experience walking your daughter down the aisle when she was getting married. You never got to experience your son or your daughter's graduation. You never got to teach your son how to drive. You never got to go out and experience a wonderful life and travel with your significant other. You never got to experience any of these things. Does that sound like a fun life? Does that sound like a life that you want to live? A life that you want to indulge in? Living your entire life by yourself alone? Does that sound fun? Being a lone wolf? We have got to stop listening to these red pill dating coaches, these black pill dating coaches that's online telling you, oh, don't get married, there's no good women out here. Or, oh, you're 5'5", you're 5'7", you need to be 6 feet tall in order to become successful or have a woman or date. We gotta stop listening to these clowns, because they don't know what they're talking about. They're just saying random stuff to get your views, to get you to watch them, keep watching them. Why do you think you have this mindset that there's no good women out here? I guarantee you it's because you don't go outside enough. You're sitting online all day and you're scrolling. You're on the internet and you're watching these red pill dating coaches who are just trying to make money off of you. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. They know this is the truth. Because what they do is they create a problem. They create a problem and they sell you a solution. And there's not even a problem. That's the crazy part about it. There's no real problem. That problem that they made majority of that problem, they came up with it in their heads. They made it all up. Why? To get you to buy their product. To get you to buy what they're selling you. Because they want to make money off of you. Now me, on this channel, I'm going to always keep it real. And I am not afraid to offend anyone. So if you feel offended by what I'm saying, you go ahead and click off this video. You unsubscribe from the channel. And you do what you got to do. And go about your merry way. But for the people who understand what I'm saying and who can actually resonate with what I'm saying and who don't want to live this sad, depressing life in desperation, being a coward, living with regret for your entire life, all because this red pill dating coach told you not to get married. They told you that you weren't 6 foot tall, so there's no chance in you ever finding a woman who loves you unconditionally for you. As they tell these people. They tell these young men that no woman's gonna love you for you. It's just your turn. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna stay with you. She's not gonna commit to you forever. You know what I'm saying? That is bagwas. I heard that off. New word I learned. Bullshit, basically. It's bullshit. Doesn't make any sense. It's silly. It's silly. Especially when I hear men that try to say there's no good women out here. There's no, like, they're not going to commit to you. Let's dial it back a little bit. Let's dial it back. Have you ever considered that there's maybe a chance that you are going for the wrong women? Maybe you're trying to seek the wrong women. Maybe you need to look in a different place. Maybe instead of going to the bar and the club and dating apps, not saying there's no good high quality women at those places, but it's slim. But instead of looking there, why don't you just go to the grocery store? Go outside, go to the coffee shop, go to the park, go anywhere in life. Go to the aquarium, go to the zoo, whatever. Do things that you enjoy doing. Go to the gym. Do these things. What about at your job, on campus, at your school? There could be wonderful women there, right? Let me tell you a story. I'll tell you a story. I once left my hometown and I went to college, you know what I'm saying? And I had been kind of like approaching women a lot, like already to that extent. But I'm just gonna tell you one thing. All of the women that I've met, majority of the people I've met was from work, school, or I met them in person. There's very few people I met off dating apps or met off of social media and it actually became successful or it went somewhere. You don't know what your problem is? The people who prefer to be alone, prefer to say to stay single for the rest of their lives. You don't know what that is? Let's address what's really going on here. You don't really want to be single. You don't really want to stay alone for the rest of your life. You don't really want to be a lone wolf. A lone wolf, I'm a strong lone wolf. No, that ain't really what you want. Because if I could snap my fingers and there was a beautiful, like your 10 out of 10 model woman that you would want to be with for the rest of your life. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's the prettiest woman you've ever laid eyes on. And she has a wonderful personality. She's wife-like. She's spiritual. She's healthy. She's nurturing. She's wonderful. You're telling me you wouldn't want that? And might I add, she's authentic. And she loves you unconditionally. No, it's not a fairy tale. That actually exists. And I know it does. But you wouldn't want that. We all know that's cap, that you say you wouldn't want that. That's not something you want. You want to know what it really is? You're being a pussy. You're being a coward. You're afraid to go and approach a woman in person. You're afraid to put yourself out there because you're afraid they might reject you or say you're not tall enough or you're afraid you might get cheated on. And you got to be careful. You got to choose the right woman. It's not really about necessarily now yourself as a man becoming a man, you know what I'm saying? And like developing yourself as a man and living becoming more Christ-like, more Christ-like and becoming the best version of yourself is important. But you can become the best damn version of yourself there is in this entire world, and a woman will still do you dirty. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because you chose the wrong woman. So you want to know what it really is? You're afraid. You are afraid of putting yourself out there. You are afraid of putting in the work. You are afraid of experiencing discomfort and growth. Because whenever I talk to anyone, majority of the time, the people who say they don't want to date, they say they want to be alone, it's not usually the people who... Now, if you're taking time to yourself for your mental health and, your spirituality, you want to become pure, you want to develop yourself, I completely understand that. That's understandable. A majority of people that say they want to be alone, they want to be a lone wolf or prefer to stay single, or they don't want to date, they say the best way to date is not to date at all. I think you're closed-minded. I think you're living a closed-minded life. I think you don't really work on yourself. You don't really put the time in. I was once in this position where I just wanted to go to the gym. I just wanted to work on myself. And I still have moments like that where I'd rather just be alone. But it's because I enjoy my own company. Not because I'm giving up on dating and I don't want to do it anymore. Not because I'm a coward. Not because I'm afraid to put myself out there. But because I value my own company. And sometimes I'd rather just be alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the nihilistic mindset and the black pill and believing that you're not enough, believing that you're not good enough. I've been there before. And I actually used to be that guy who was watching porn all day. You know what I'm saying? Drinking alcohol. Taking drugs. Well, not really taking drugs, but, taking Benadryl, and I used to be that guy who was depressed and I was self-loathing. Back when I used to live by myself, alone, in this apartment, and I wasn't happy at all. And I think I hit rock bottom. If you've been watching Hamza, you've probably heard of something called a fuck it moment. Basically, I had my fuck it moment. I reached my breaking point, basically. And after I reached my breaking point, I had this surge of optimism, and I just really wanted to change my life. But I don't think that you really need a breaking point, or I don't think you need to hit rock bottom in order to change your life, in order to change things. What you really need to really change your life and get what you actually want out of life, because you want a loving woman, you want to start a family, you want to have children, you want to live a fun life, you want to travel with your woman and enjoy experiences. Of course that's what you want. You don't want to be alone. You want to, like, why are we capping? Why are we saying that we don't want these things when we know we do? Why are we lying to ourselves? So you do want these things. But when you get online, you hear about self-improvement and how you got to hit the gym, and you got to meditate, you got to do all these things, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you now, right now, as a person who knows, meditation won't change your life. Going to the gym won't change your life. Stay with me now. Prayer won't change your life. Reading will not change your life. None of these things are going to change your life. They are going to contribute to the thing that's really going to help you change your life. That's really going to be a game changer. All of these things will not work unless you apply this one thing. Do you want to know what that is? It's a change in identity. Prayer, reading, meditation, going to the gym, affirmations, spending time in nature, getting sunlight, doing things you love, starting your own business. This will contribute towards changing your identity. What I mean by changing your identity, you can't see yourself as that loser who gets no women, who gets no play, who no one cares about, that alcoholic, the guy who watches porn, the guy who's socially awkward, the guy who's playing video games all day. You can't see yourself like that. You got to see yourself as the confident, charismatic, attractive, beautiful, handsome, well-groomed, witty, sharp, intelligent, desirable version of yourself. You got to see yourself how you want to see yourself, where you want to be. And you got to be grateful for where you've come. You got to be grateful for the trials and tribulations and challenges that you overcome in your life. Because we've all overcome things in our life, challenges, even if you don't think you have. Think about this. You're dating. You're trying to put yourself out there, but you want to give up. Society programmed fear into us. Programmed us with fear. How do I know this? We started out joyful, optimistic, and positive. But we were programmed and conditioned with fear by what our teachers told us, what our parents would tell us, what everybody in this world would brainwash us and tell us that we're not good enough. Yeah, I want to go and be an astronaut. Oh, that's unrealistic. I want to be a rock star. That's unrealistic. You should just be a teacher or a janitor or be an extreme McDonald's worker or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And these beliefs got in your head, and it made you give up on what you actually want to do with your life. Because as a kid, as a baby, toddler, when you were learning how to talk, you didn't give up. You didn't give up just because you saying some jibber jabberish a couple of times. You were learning how to walk as a child. You didn't give up just because you were stumbling around like a drunk person, a person who's been drinking. No, you kept trying. You kept trying. We automatically had drive and confidence and courage. We automatically had these things. Somewhere along the lines, as we were growing up, all this programming, school, and people throughout our lives, we developed fear. We developed a sense of fear, a sense of doom and dread, anxiety, and being afraid not to make it. But I have come here today to tell you that you can overcome anything. You can literally do whatever you put your mind to. You can do anything you want with your life. Because something that's funny, it's crazy. I never saw myself starting a YouTube channel. I never saw myself, all the stuff that I'm doing right now in my life, I never could have thought that I'd be doing. I never could have saw myself going to the gym. 10 years ago, I never saw myself doing any of these things. It just goes to show, you don't know what the future holds. So how can you do all this? What you can start by doing is building a close relationship with God and becoming more Christ-like. And stuff like meditation and prayer, reading and, learning new things, learning new skills. And find something that you're passionate about. Find something that motivates you to wake up every single morning. Something that brings you joy and peace, happiness. And these things will make you more ambitious. And that alone, the fact that you're ambitious and that you become very disciplined and you have something that you're passionate about, women will literally be able to tell, and they'll find that attractive. And you'll be on your way. You know what I'm saying? So, and myself, I'm on a spiritual journey, just trying to better myself. And at the end of the day, just become the absolute best version of myself, become more Christ-like. And if you're on a similar path, a similar journey, my name is Raheem the GOAT. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and like always, what I say at the end of every video, never give up. Your younger self is rooting for you. Peace.